to Amiya to share his thoughts about what he perceives about these two aspects.
Good evening, AM Singh, Murmo, and the other members of the dais, and also my dear audience. Two things, or that we have to talk about in terms of the relationship. They're talking about higher education as well as urban medicine. So I'm just going to set up two things, a few things on the ground so that the economics of all this, we can see through. First of all, whenever we think about the relationship, we always think about export. That export brings us the money, and then import is a bad thing. But if you look right through the history of nations, export-import relationship, so whichever country is exporting more, they are also importing the maximum. It's almost like the two sides of the same coin. So whenever you think about this relationship, let's not think about that for the development of the Northeast vis-a-vis these countries, we are only looking at export. In fact, I would say that there are a lot of things to offer from these countries that we need to bring in first, learn from them, and then start exporting. So it could be that in all this, I don't know what the other speakers have been saying. For me, it would just start people-to-people relationship. And in a lot of respect, when you look at India versus these countries, CLMV countries, 4 of them, India and Northeast is not the same. In fact, Northeast is, should I say, even let's say Bangladesh, India, and the Northeast. So India will be somewhere there, next Bangladesh, then the Northeast in terms of per capita income. So when you look at Bangladesh saying that look, Bangladesh is poorer than us, that's not true. Bangladesh is richer than the Northeast as such as the per capita. And similarly, these CLMV countries are much better off compared to the Northeast region. So then, what is the Northeast region? We almost have, like the Indian per capita income, it's almost twice of Assam's per capita income. Okay, twice. So which means that we are half as poor than compared to Assam. The rest of the Northeast is slightly better off. Manipur is the last in this 8 northeastern states in terms of per capita income. On top of that is Assam, and then other northeastern states. Quite a few of them actually, 3 of them. They are better than all India average. Sikkim, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh. They are doing better. So when we say about northeastern region vis-a-vis these countries, I think that Indian perspective we need to just share. Say, okay, fine, we are Indians, but vis-a-vis this country, if you have to talk about relationship, then the flow, as somebody said, is going to be other way. That as the things flow from top to bottom or from a higher level to a lower level, one can look at this way, that there are things at higher level, it will be actually flowing to lower level. So we'll have to actually bring in things from there. Just like the tourism industry. In all other aspects, we have a lot to learn from there. But the question is that similarities help. So these countries are very similar. If you look at the industrial evolution, look at the Western Europe versus the US, similar in their outlook. So therefore, the trade between those countries, those nations is much higher than any other volume. Okay, so if the similarities exist between the Northeast and these countries, ASEAN, part of ASEAN bloc, start from Myanmar, then there's a lot to look forward to because of our similarities, the export-import, the trade relationship will grow very fast. That it had not grown is only because of political problems, not because of anything else. If you just open up the border, let's say today India says, all right, all the borders are open. I'm sure things will start flowing immediately. Our people will start going towards this side. Myanmar will go all over the place. Laos, Cambodia. Vietnam, people will be flocking there. But as Mr. Borua said earlier, the connectivity has been constrained. We have to go to Calcutta or Delhi to go to, something like Myanmar, which is really close by. So that part we have to look at. So therefore, when you look at the, this whole move about activists or in a way that CLMV countries that we are thinking about the relationship. So onus falls on the central government first. Can you have something? But then also the local state governments have to look at in unison in a way. Can we have consular officers here? Where you can go for a visa, we can talk to people, where you can talk business. Perhaps before that, can we have dialogues in the local languages, by the way? I just looked at Chinese thing out there. There's only one institution teaching Chinese in the whole of the Northeast. Where? In Calcutta. So we don't have an institution which is teaching language like Chinese, not to know about Thai or Myanmar. So how to interact? Because those countries, the way they are developed, it's based on the local, local languages. Only Philippines and Indians can speak English to a certain extent. Rest whole of the Asian countries, South Asia, East Asian countries, English is not there, in form of, let's say, minimum instruction or even the language, court office languages. So therefore, you see a lot of Filipinos and also Indians in the World Bank and the IMF. But then, those countries now, they would like to learn because the internet said they would like to learn English. Perhaps there is one advantage there. But to take care of the advantage, we also have to learn the local language. So if I have to go teach in Myanmar, I have to know some language out there. Just merely knowing English is not good enough. So anyway, those things, because of the similarities and because of the cultural affinity, etc., I think there's huge potential if the other constraints, political constraints, do not, stop us from using that potential. What do we do? What do we need actually to start off this process? I've been always thinking about a great advocate of having an institution. For example, if we have a meeting today and there is no meeting after that, no seminar discussion, then clearly we do not have an institution which is thinking about this, this topic as such. Institution needed so that a particular direction, particular thing can be actually changed. They can actually take it out, advocacy or etc. Whole works right from the beginning. In the Northeast, suppose we have to talk about the relationship between these countries and the Northeast region. Tell me one ministry which is going to take care of this. Agriculture, the health department, the education department, which department? We really do not have a department to look at this affairs as such. Government of India has it, but we do not have. So until unless we have some institution like this, just now in the budget of the Assam state government, they talked about having a department for Pravashi Assamiya, meaning the NRA, non-resident Assamese. Not a bad thing because there could be some investment, there could be some relationship. But on the same line, can we have a department which is looking only after this, interest between ASEAN countries and the Northeast? Or, maybe taking care of this CLMV countries only. If we do not have a department, who's going to change this? Then people will come, have a seminar, then we will all walk off, wait for the next seminar, there are call out there. So that is what's important, the institution. That if you do not have the institution to change this, to take this, to its logical conclusion, then I think this is just one of the seminars where we will come, listen, maybe one or two good points will remain in our mind, but nothing will happen. It's very, very important that the chamber out here, they take care of having an institution, and then also that institution also go for the consul officers, a consulate of the various countries. Once you have that, then there will be interaction out there. And as I said, those students who want to go abroad to study perhaps in Laos or Cambodia, they will find some place they can actually get the information. The internet is not good enough. And also it'll be, that'll be rather surprising. Because Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore are more developed, therefore there is always an externality, which means these countries, their mannerism, their traffic movement, their tourism, etc., they learn a lot from these other countries which are more developed. Malaysia, Singapore, including Hong Kong, China, those are there. But look at Indian neighborhood. We do not have any particular close country which is our close neighbor to learn from. Singapore, Sri Lanka is more developed, but again, Sri Lanka is too small. We don't go there to learn things. So having a good neighbor which is more developed is very, very important. It's no wonder that US and this countries nearby, they are much more developed than countries like India. We have this civilization, but now that's not there anymore. So learning the modern, industrialization, Western civilization, etc., the other thing, if we had countries like this, then things would have flown. Because political barriers cannot stop culture and social, mobilization. And also one of the things that those things, these externalities, they help each other. So in my observation around this country, I said, okay, because of Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, these other countries nearby, they've learned a lot. And I'm sure they'll grow much faster than India. Already growth rates are 7-8%, very normal to them. But India being a big country, you cannot march that much, but I'm sure soon they'll be, going much faster than what our country is doing. And especially the Northeast. The Northeast actually, we are a worrisome place because of this. One thing is, again, to the House, let me tell you that there's a vision document called 2020. And the vision document, we are supposed to catch up. The Northeast was supposed to catch up with the rest of the India by 2020. And for that, do you know the growth rate that we are supposed to have? Assam is supposed to grow at 14% per annum. The rest of the northeastern states should grow at around 12.5 to 13% per annum. Because the rest of the northeastern states are better off, so they can take it easy. But Assam has to go at almost more than 14%. What is our growth rate right now? It's about 7-8%. So to do that, we need some other, force that can actually take the country or take this region to a different level. And one such opportunity is this liaison or this public relationship between, or this close relationship with the neighboring countries, especially the South Asia or ASEAN countries, and that too in service sector. Because the traditional sector like industry and agriculture, they can grow only at a certain rate. Beyond that, they cannot. It is the service sector we can push the country or a nation to 20-30% growth rate. Service sector. And therefore, the opportunity that is there in service sector industries, it cannot be offered by any other. Today, I don't know why they lumped up health, especially herbal health and education, higher education. We see potential in the higher, herbal health, but in terms of the higher education part, Northeast, we don't stand a chance compared to those, which means that things have to flow from that side. Our people will have to go and study there to learn things and come back. But doesn't matter, as I said, in the relationship, export, import, both are two sides of the same coin. So when our people go there to study out there and then learn, come back, then later on their people will come here and study. So once we have this interaction, things will be fine. So therefore, this opening up the sector, service sector, can give that 14% growth rate to Assam, provided we have proper institutions set up, provided we move them in a much, methodically, not saying having one-off kind of a seminar. Another thing is that I hope this included the music and the football, etc. could be also part of education. These are seen as social sectors, these are seen as entertainment. Do you know that these two industries from the Northeast have been earning a lot of, accolades for the Northeast, but also income. A lot of our youth are there playing or providing music to the Bombay artists outside, and they're doing very well. The football in Mizoram, which started only about 2-3 years back, suddenly we have the highest number of people playing IPL from any state, Mizoram. So look at this, and the income they are coming on an average will be about 40-50 lakhs per person. The players, that is the average salary that they get. Excellent. Only thing is that they have done it without any organized help. If you can do it, and imagine Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, all of us, all these countries are football-loving countries. Football, not cricket. So once you start the relationship like the Northeast, I think that's another form of education that we can share, or education sort of, a trade of services that can share. Their player can come, we can go there, and things will start. Provided, again, language. We must have more language learning institutions here. There has to be, again, the tourists, they have to come to find out, okay, not India is the Northeast. When they come to India, they don't have to go to Agra, etc. They should come here, get that relationship, and I think we have to do a lot to do, get those people here. Once again, as I said, the institution building process has to be done very carefully. I don't know if the political parties here or the ruling parties will get together along with the external ministry to find out, or Ministry of Commerce, to say, all right, we must have this system so that we can take care of the relationship, that active policy that we have. We do that. Our Northeast people are going to rest of the country for higher education. In fact, it's cheaper for them to go to these areas, and similarly those areas, the people from that, they can come here once they find that there is some, cultural exchange. Languages can be learned provided we interact, provided we meet each other. But if you do not meet each other, then of course, that cultural exchange will not be possible. So, in today's meeting and today's workshop sort of things, we have just broken the ice. But I think we need to do a lot, and we expect the other sectors, especially the people's people. The business is one thing, they'll go for the business interest, but then we have the academicians, the NGOs, the voluntary sector. We can start looking at each other's, what are their strengths, and then from there we can take off. So I would not have any more to say today in this afternoon session. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. But I hope with this thing, we would have an institution set up which take care of this, the CLMV countries and then Northeast as such, so that we have a sub-regional sort of cooperation. We have sub-regional cooperation. That has to be nation to nation or country to country. You can carve out a place within India, this Northeast, and have a sub-regional cooperation with one or two of these countries. So therefore, if we do that, I think that big jumpstart that India or Northeast needs to come to the level with all India average of income, I think that can be a reality. Otherwise, that dream of catching up with India in 2020 will never be realized if we do not move that way. Thank you so much.